Yeah, so I have a series that I'm working on in the exhibit called Welcome Home, and it's exploring just kind of um, how important it is in the Black queer community to have each other and hold each other down. I wouldn't be where I am without the other Black, queer, non-binary, trans people that are within my community. And it's just kind of telling our story on who we find solace with and who has our back, um, and being able to have a safe space of love and celebration where we can be free within ourselves and free with the people that we care about.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Queerly Blax Show. I'm your host, Ashley, and I'm so happy you came by. The Queerly Blax Show aims to normalize the everyday existence of Black LGBTQIA+ individuals through an interview-style series with regular folks like you and me. So every week, a new guest shares their story and unique perspective on their existence as an LGBTQIA+ individual. Thank you for tuning in, and make sure you subscribe, download, set your reminders to the podcast so you never miss an episode. Enjoy the show. Welcome back to another episode of Queerly Blax Show. I'm your host, Ashley, joined today by a very special guest. We got Liam in the building. Liam, tell the people about yourself.
Hi, everyone. I'm Liam Woods. I am a Black non-binary photographer here based in Los Angeles, pronouns they, them. And yeah, I'm just very happy to be here.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad to have you. And we're going to get into your story. We're going to get into your artwork, get all into your business a little bit here.
Yeah.
First question I always ask is, just to back up one step, you are transgender, non-binary, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And so just give like a little summary of what that means.
So for me, everyone's journey is different. So I can only speak on my experience, how it is to be non-binary. For me, I don't really associate with any gender. I see kind of myself outside of those boundaries and limits within our community and our world. And my awakening with that, even though I didn't have the vocabulary for it at that age, I was a huge anime fan growing up. I watched a lot of like Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball Z, Yu Yu Hakusho, those kind of things. And it was the first time on television that I could kind of see the nuance in characters was something that, I don't know, I just really felt. For me, it was when I watched Sailor Moon and I saw Sailor Uranus. They were the first gender fluid, non-binary character I'd ever seen on television. And the way that I saw their story navigated, it just kind of like had that aha moment, like, oh, I I think this is like where I am, because I was just at this weird part in my life at like 6, 8 years old where I would explore a lot of things with my fashion and style and just understanding like who I was as a person. And I felt really seen by their character and just felt really understood. And even though I didn't really know what that meant back then, it just had this like click for me. And following their story throughout the years, growing up and being raised on anime, just really helped for me to just navigate who I am and my identity within that.
Yeah. So talk about, since we're talking about those characters, I gotta ask, what was some of the wildest fashion choices? Because those, I'm thinking about like the studded belts, the hair, like the really spikes, like the hard gel hairstyles. How far did you take it?
Oh my God, I did a little bit of everything. I had like the crazy like colored patterns. I was big into patterns like the rainbow checkers and the vintage jackets. I always loved to play with different hairstyles. My mom is a hairstylist. I come from like 3 generations of hairstylists. So it was really fun, like getting to be her guinea pig and being able to explore different things. She really helped give a space for me at a young age to express myself, even though, we grew up in the church. I'm a pastor's kid, Southern Baptist in North Carolina. So very, very traditional,
PK from the
conservative.
South.
Yeah, from the South, North Kakalaki,
Ooh.
as they call it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, it had its ups and downs, but my mom was there for me to really help me like explore my creativity, since that side of my family was a lot of, different creatives. And even though they might not be queer themselves, they were very much like surrounded by the scene because of the arts and, the 70s and the 80s. So she was really supportive in that journey.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And when did you move to LA?
I moved to LA last year. I've been a little bit of everywhere. Grew up in North Carolina. I got my journalism degree at Hampton University. Go Pirates.
Um,
In
hold
Virginia.
that thought.
Yeah, yeah.
Ate you over here. I just wanted
Oh
to
my God. Oh, don't get us
yeah, I had
started.
to go ahead and just don't get down now. All right, Liam. Keep it cool now. I love that.
Yeah, I'm just happy to be a part of like an HBCU and not try to get into all that. But it was a fun experience. I did actually go to Howard for my what was it? Those college trips they take you on in high
Oh, college
school.
stores, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that was one of the first choices that we went to. And I didn't go because I'm homesick and it was too far away
Oh
from
yeah, because
me.
Hampton's closer to North
Yeah,
Carolina.
yeah. I'm a mama's boy. So, Virginia is a cute little drive.
Yeah.
I go back and forth with family.
Yeah, for sure. I understand that, so I'll give you a pass on your choice. We'll
Yeah.
we'll move away from the subject. um, talk about your transgender journey. Just kind of like some of the high points. Kind of in the journey, whether it be from understanding that understanding your how you identify, to some of the conversations you had, to like some of the first choices that you made to express yourself in a more comfortable way. Just kind of talk through that journey.
Yeah. So even though I had my mom with me through that, it was just still like really hard growing up in North Carolina that way. People don't really understand that, nor did they want to. And even if you were just like gay or queer or questioning or anything, it really had to be like kept a secret almost. I went to, Christian private schools that had very traditional values. And so it was really hard for me. So, making friends and whatnot, that was kind of like, kind of kept on the down low, with my girlfriends and whatnot. So we didn't really have the freedom to express ourselves the way we did. So a lot of things were like in private. And, one of my girlfriends went to another school. So we would have these cute little love letters that we would write to each other in secret and keep our kind of relationship like that. And I was just very nervous with my upbringing, because when people did find out, um, it wasn't me being able to talk about my own journey. It was someone who kind of, a teacher who saw something and wanted to report it.
Mm-hmm.
And so that kind of just made like a
Haters.
whole like mess and disaster. And so, kids treated me different. I didn't really, my friends, kind of looked at me different. I didn't really get to have the support that I wanted. So I kept a lot of that in and just dealt with, a lot of bullying, a lot of violence, a lot of
Yeah.
just stupid stuff. So that really made me feel afraid to really just talk about it out loud, until I was able, um as an adult, like at 26, I'm 30 now, but 26 was the time where I finally, as I was traveling and, got out of college, got to explore different cities. I lived in Hawaii for a year doing some work out there. And that was the first time that I got to meet other trans and non-binary people like me. So through that, being
Love
able,
Hawaii.
yeah. So being able to be a part of the community out there in Hawaii really helped me to finally find my freedom and my voice and not be as afraid to hide my identity and just really feel great and feel seen. It was a very wonderful, wholesome energy that I got to experience out there where people really had my back. And then from that, I went there to Portland and I was staying with a friend out there for a while, trying to get on my feet, was going through some hard times. So they helped to house me, and they're also non-binary. Their name is Nora. And
Shout out to Nora.
Nora, yeah, shout out to Nora. Nora is amazing. Nora really had my back through a lot of things that I was going through with my mental health. We both had borderline personality disorder, and that was kind of like my first time kind of going through that, understanding what that meant. And them being, a well-seasoned veteran, they helped me with group therapy, just a lot of really great support to help me get me back on my feet again. And in Portland, the trans and non-binary scene is huge out there. So I really got to make even more friends, make an even bigger community, be able to express my art further and try new avenues with them. And it was just a really great experience that I needed to help with my healing. And through that, they just really helped me to just step out on my own, finally be my own person, um, start talk about transitioning and whatnot. It's still kind of like a long process, but we're getting there.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really, really great. And then I went from Portland here in LA now doing my work. Um, and just with everything that just like is like going on in the world with all of the bills that are out, all the anti-trans laws, and just everything that we see in the media. Just every time I see headlines or whatnot, it was just really, really heartbreaking with all of the violence and all of the death, and not really getting to see our stories for all the joy that we have too. So I've started this, it's my first photo book called Butterflies, navigating the trans and non-binary experience. And what I really wanted to do with that book is just see like firsthand um, all just the wonderful things that are a part of it, and just really celebrate that joy and that light that we have and vibrancy. And it's really helped me to just keep building a really great friendship and community with people, getting a lot of great feedback with how people are people are feeling seen within these stories, and really just exploring all the rich diversity that we have, because when I do see it, still very white. And when it comes to telling trans stories, if we do. And I really got to meet so many amazing people out in Los Angeles and see like the South Asian trans culture and their stories with, being Punjabi and other Black trans masculine people, other Latino trans women. Just really, it's just been really, really amazing seeing how many of us are really out there,
Yeah.
because being in North Carolina, you're just in this like small, really tight
Yeah, you
box.
feel like you're the only one on this earth.
Yeah, you're just
You're
like the
like,
only one.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
no, and it's just
so
like, well,
weird.
damn, is there
I like,
something wrong with
yeah.
me? Like, what's going on? Am I the only person like this? And doing this project has really been inspiring and uplifting for me to really show just how many of us are out there, and how many just rich, incredible stories that can be told to the public, and people who are, exploring that for the first time themselves, like I did as a small kid, being able to see that and be like, oh, I can have a life outside of the one that people put me in, And then there is a possibility and that I can find freedom in this and being able to express myself the way that I want to and see fit.
Yeah, for sure. I
Yeah.
love that. And it sounds like, your process was kind of,
Yeah.
one
Up
of
and
a lot
down.
of different changes, a lot of different,
Yeah.
and you picked up different things along the way, like, in Hawaii, picking up community, and in Portland, more community, but more identity and like very specific. And then now it sounds like the LA move is more to highlight the work, like specifically.
Yeah.
Um, what does it mean to you? Obviously WACO has this very specialized for highlighting Black and queer work. What does it mean to you for there to be space held specifically for Black and queer folks?
It means the world because not all of us have this luxury. You know, I was reading in the news how Uganda now has passed this bill where if anyone finds out that you're queer or trans or non-binary or anything on that spectrum, it's an automatic death penalty. People are forced to, report you, you go to prison, and it is just it just blows my mind that, in 2023 we're still here. And then especially, with Black people and all of our history and everything that we went through, that you want to do this to another, marginalized community after all of our history through the centuries with colonialism and slavery and death, that this is where you want to
Yeah.
navigate. And so, just seeing that and things like that, I'm just lucky to just be in a space where, things still go down in LA. It's
Yeah.
not
Oh,
all
100%.
sunshines and
Yeah.
rainbows. We still have a lot of things going on, but I'm really blessed to that Tina Knowles and Genel gave us the opportunity to be able to express our stories, be able to connect with other individuals who may be going through the same thing, or people who come from different backgrounds where we're able to connect and learn all these different amazing things about ourselves. And it's just been a really incredible journey.
Yeah. Talk about some of the work that you have in the exhibit.
Yeah, so I have a series that I'm working on in the exhibit called Welcome Home, and it's exploring just kind of um, how important it is in the Black queer community to have each other and hold each other down. I wouldn't be where I am without the other Black, queer, non-binary, trans people that are within my community. And it's just kind of telling our story on who we find solace with and who has our back, um, and being able to have a safe space of love and celebration where we can be free within ourselves and free with the people that we care about.
Yeah. No, for sure. For sure. I love that. Um, awesome. Well, one more question I have for you.
Mhm.
What advice would you have for someone who may be going through their own, whether it be transition, whether it's a life transition, whether it's figuring out their identity or themselves from a queer perspective? What advice would you have for them?
Ooh,
Take a deep breath. That's the first
yeah.
piece.
My advice to queer people who are finding themselves, um, do what you can with the resources that you have. For me, it was finding it through entertainment and storytelling with different actors or cartoon characters where I felt seen within myself. Being able to just, go for the ride on that journey, being able to rely on community where you can, whether, it's a friend, it's a family member, or someone that you've connected with on social media, finding those communities online, through Instagram or Twitter can be a really great start. Um, and yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's awesome. That's awesome. I think, we need advice and um pointers at every point in this journey, right? It's like,
Yeah.
if you start with what you have, you can probably figure out the
Yeah.
rest, you
Connect
know?
the
So
dots. Yeah. Connect the
exactly.
rest. Yeah.
Exactly. I love that. Well, thank you so much, Lynn, for coming and sharing your story. Best wishes to you with everything that you do. And yeah, man, y'all already know this is another episode of the Queerly Blax Show. I'm your host, Ashley. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
Bye, y'all.